Hi, thanks for joining me today. What should you do when you're out and about socially with your stepchildren and they let you down, disappoint you, misbehave, or do something that warrants you stepping into this parenting role? Subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, and I'll let you know every time I post. There can be no other time when a step-parent is under more scrutiny than when they are out and about with their stepchildren. And this is particularly so, not just in public places, but when you're visiting friends and family. There you are, out with your stepchildren, with people who know you and know the situation. Your friends and extended family will be observing your attitude and behaviour towards your stepchildren. We're all up against that preconception that step-parents aren't great with their stepkids. So when you're out and about, stepchildren can do stuff that you don't approve of, don't think should be allowed, think that you in a parental role should step in, do something or say something. And this, to me, carries a heavy warning with it. Because anything you do in a social environment with your stepchildren about telling them off, stopping them doing something, taking a hand, taking a parental role, can often be viewed as by other people as being unfair, typical of step-parents, and not your job to do. So where does this leave you when your stepchildren are, in your view, misbehaving or not doing things quite right in social situations? And this could be very tricky. It could be with your relatives and it's your stepchildren who are misbehaving. So you want to put that right for the sake of your family. I would be guarded about this. The most useful thing that you can think is, these children are not mine and not my responsibility. Let it go. Let it happen. If the stepchildren aren't behaving particularly well, their parent should take a hand in managing that situation. The most you can do would be to nudge your partner and say, do you think that should be allowed, or are you going to do something about that? My word of advice is not to do anything yourself. The step-parent's position in this is much more powerful and better, away from the situation, leaving whatever has happened happen, and dealing with it at home, later, and before it's likely to happen again. Just use the experience of your stepchild's behaviour as information. Remain curious as to why they might be behaving like this. What is it that makes them feel as though the way they're behaving or what they're doing is okay? And deal with it at home, later, and preferably at a time when you are planning to go out to visit friends or relatives again, and do it in anticipation. Instead of going into the negatives, before the next time it's likely to happen, you say, look, I'll be looking out for you to be respectful, helpful, volunteering, considerate of, appreciative of other people's efforts when you're a guest. And therefore, I'll be looking out, and then you name the behaviour you want them to change in advance, and then praise them after the next visit for doing it that way. Even if they half did it that way, you praise what you can. And that way, you're building the relationship, but you let the social situation where it's gone wrong happen without your interference. It's your partner's responsibility in social environments to take a hand in what should happen. Don't go there in public. Don't tell off, discipline, be negative or critical of your stepchildren in a public arena. You won't get support for it. Do it behind closed doors, at home, and in anticipation. And then you've used the negative experience by turning it into a positive experience, because if you deal with it in advance of it happening again, you can then praise instead of criticize. And praising as a step parent gets you a long way in building the relationship, and criticism destroys that relationship you have with your stepchild. We run workshops, sessions, an email response service, and we write booklets. Look at the description box below for links to our social media and website.